Mayor of Las Vegas. Okay? All right. So Karen, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your campaign, and how we can support you in running for Mayor of Las Vegas. Oh God, I still want to sing Usher with you. You got it back. When you're on the phone, hang up and you call right back. Okay, let's stop. This is like the funnest stop I've had all week. I want to say thank you, Bianca, Nikki, and where's Business Besties? Oh, she's in the back. She's such a beautiful young lady with all this drive, and I'm just inspired by all the speakers here too. And you back there, you were talking about investing in yourself and going to bank on yourself. And so when Art told me to come here to speak, I was really honored. I didn't know what he wanted me to talk about, but he was like, talk about your journey. And I know politics is weird. And oftentimes we all get pandered to. But one of the reasons why I'm running is because I got tired of it. And so if I wanted to be see change, I had to be that change. And so my complaining gets you only so far. And around 2020, when we all saw things dramatically change for our community, people of color, people who didn't have necessarily have access, we all really took a hit. And it disgusted me, quite frankly. My background is that I am an appointee right now, so thank you for saying I'm a dignitary, but honestly, I'm a public servant. So I've been working in government since I graduated law school. I worked in Sacramento. I've been in Vegas for 14 years, but it goes back to Sac, so I'm from Cali too. Okay. And I'm from Vegas now, but you know, I'm a West Side girl. So my parents are from LA. My family immigrated from Louisiana to Los Angeles and Pasadena for better opportunities, and they raised me in Sac. I went to Xavier University for college, and that is a historically Black college and university, where I majored in sociology and pre-law. From there, I went to Loyola Law School. Didn't think I'd get in. I only applied to 2. And that's where you start as a young woman having to believe in yourself. And so I had a very strong father who was like, just do it. Worst they can tell you is no, and then we'll figure out how we still get you in. So, with all my grades and stuff, I was just like, okay. So I told myself after undergrad, I was like, I'm going to apply to 2 schools. USC, because I was obsessed with Reggie Bush at the time. You manifest things. That did not happen. This did, though. So ladies, invest in yourself. We love our men allies, but you got to invest in yourself. And so I applied to USC Law, and then I also applied to Loyola. And I got into Loyola. It was like the last letter that came. I had already kind of was like, all right, I'll just figure out my next move. I'll go get my master's degree. And then the letter came, and I about passed out. And then I got scared because I was like, oh, bleep. I'll be the first in my family. And I didn't know what that meant. And I soon faced it. And so one of the things that when you are trying to just go down a path, just go down the path. God will guide you along the way, and he'll bring people to support you, people, good friends to lift you up. Because if you think about it from like a context, like, okay, how I'm going to get there, you're not going to have all the answers because we walk on what? Water, faith. Some things you can't see, but the seed is in your heart, so it's there for a reason. So I was like, all right, I've never done this before. I'm the only Black girl in this room, and with a lot of like legacy lawyers, or about like all the classmates, their dads were judges and stuff, and I was just like, okay, I come from educators and parents that work really hard, but I'm the first one. And I'll never forget, I'm gonna tell this story. I had a really interesting professor. He was an old white gentleman from the South. And I was having challenges with my coursework. And I remember going to his office to talk to him about how I could maybe do well on the final exam. And he basically looked me up and down and said, where'd you go to school? I said, an HBCU. He said, So what were your grades? I said, I was top of my class. I don't know. I've never seen anyone like you pass my class. Good luck. Yeah. So I went home and cried. So ladies, it's okay. But I didn't do it in his office. I went in my car. I had a Dodge K car, a little red, like interior, velvet lining, like pinstripe. My dad got it for me. I really wanted a Honda Civic. He gave me that car. He always said, you go buy your own car. But I got what I got. Closed the car door and cried in the car because that was like, I was 21 at the time. I'm 45 now. I remember that was like my first real no. Everything else in life I was kind of able to like negotiate or get my way out of, but I never had someone who I looked up to or I thought I looked up to that had a ticket to what I felt was my success tell me I couldn't do it. And I called my dad, and he was like, why are you worried about that man? Okay. You need to pray. And he's like, and you need to get to studying, and you need to find besties that have your back. So I didn't cry though. It took about a day, and then I got out of my feelings, and I was like, I'm gonna hit the library like no one's ever seen me hit the library before. I was there day and night, and I had a boyfriend at the time, and I was like, look, if you want to be with me, you can meet me at the library. And we were in New Orleans, and so I was at Loyola, New Orleans, so he'd bring me Popeyes, he'd sneak it in the library, and I was there day and night, and it'd be smelling like red beans and rice in the section, but I was doing my outline coursework, and I did not care about what anyone had to say to me. And so in law school, how it works is that you only get one exam, and that's your grade for the whole semester. And so it's like, it's all that pressure on one test. I took the test. I felt like I killed it, but I didn't know. And they don't give you your grades till you have to come back that for spring semester. So Christmas, I was like, hi, everybody. They're like, oh, my baby's back first semester in law school. And I'm like, I might be staying. I don't know. But I had to fly back because at that time, if you didn't pass one of your classes, you got kicked out. Just one. So I had done well in my other classes, but this one professor told me I couldn't do it. And I was really worried because all the practice exams, it just weren't hitting. It was just not good. And so I remember going into, we were back and I was nervous. We had to go to the computer lab and log in the grade. I had my little friend, my little bestie, little Southern girl from Texas, Katie, blonde hair, my friend to this day, actually is the legal representative of my campaign. She's my lawyer. So you make friends and they last for a long time. And she was very feisty. I was like, please, here's my password. Go look my grade up. I don't know what's going to happen. She's like, whatever happens, we're going to a bar after this.
Yes, absolutely.
She logs in, she screams. And I was like, what? She's like, bitch! Are you guys recording? Okay. She did say that. And she was like, you passed! I got an A. I did. And I say that, I know you guys are recording and I'm a candidate, and so I'm saying that with all due respect in this women environment. And the Equal Rights Administrator for the state of Nevada, that was a loving, endearing term. I was not offended when she called me that. I was relieved. And she's like, you passed, you got an A. And so I was like, I'll be right back. And she was like, you want to go to the bar? Bianca. I was like, I got somewhere I got to go. Guess where I went?
To your instructor.
I went up to that man's office. I knocked on the door. I said, Mr. Don't worry about his name. He's probably dead now. He was like 80 at the time. Honestly, he's probably with the Lord. But he was one of those old Southern, didn't see women, black women. But I knocked on his door. Yes. Hello, Professor. I said, I just want to tell you I can't wait for second semester because I got an A on your exam. See you in a couple weeks. I'm out. And I walked out. And he was just kind of like, and then I was born. And then another person came at me. And he was like, yes, Miss Jenkins, we'll see you then. And then I got respect in that class. And so, all that to say, because I know I'm out of time, was that was the first time I emerged as someone who I didn't think I could be. And it gets easier. And so without that adversity or people telling you no, ladies, you're never going to know what you're made of. You're never going to know how strong you are. You're never going to know the lioness within you. And so when we take on these challenges and we bet on ourselves, we don't listen to what anyone else has to say about us, but we pray and we go to our networks of support and we pray. We do it because the seed's planted in your heart and it's for a reason. You can't let that go. You know how you know it's for you? No matter how hard you try to ignore it, it just keeps coming back. And so one of the things that I want to do as your next mayor is make sure that businesses are represented, that women have access to capital, that you guys all feel like you have an accessible mayor. We've had a mayor who, God bless her, she and her husband have been together in power for 24 years. She's terming out. Now is a huge opportunity for you guys to empower yourselves, register to vote. The primaries in June, the general elections in November. Find out who's going to work for you. And I hope to earn your vote. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What an empowering, thank you. What an empowering story. Please go, it's on the back table, right where you signed in. We got these flyers. Vote Jenkins, Las Vegas mayor, for sure. And it's Sunday, I'm gonna give y'all an address. Philippians 4 and 13. I can do all things, right? I can do all things. We have to, as women of color, we have to push through that fear, right? That discomfort that comes with transformation, that comes with successes, right?